I had a dream last night, and it was a strange dream. My most of my dreams are, and I asked God, "What did it mean?" I'll try to summarize that dream. I had moved into, I don't remember if it was an apartment or a house, and it looked good on the outside. But once we moved everything in, the house appeared to start to uh fall apart basically. And it seemed dark and gloomy in the house. And we were going about trying to fix it up, and finally everybody went to bed except me. And I walked by the door. The door had a glass window at the top, like most doors do, and I hate those kind of doors. So the fact that it even had that kind of door and I'd moved in was troubling. But when I passed by the door, I noticed a group of young boys standing outside the door. And I just stood there watching them, and it dawned on me that they were because they were on their phones, and I thought that they were just stopping there chatting. It was late. It was late at night, and I went into another room, and I came back to the door. All the lights was out, so they didn't see me, but I saw them. And I came back to the door, and this time they'd opened the screen door, and then they opened the main door. And before they opened the main door, to my horror, I noticed that there was no locks. So I thought there was no locks on the door. Every locking mechanism was gone. And as I stood there watching and wondering how could this be, they came in. And they came in, and I think I backed up and hid somewhere. And they were just talking and going about in the house, and I stepped out and I asked what were they doing in my house. And I can't remember what the answer they gave me, but I began to talk to them. And the more I talked, the more that they appeared to be sorry for invading my privacy and invading my home. And I mentioned to one of them. He was a very light-skinned young man, and he had curly red hair. And I stopped him because everybody else had gone and had left out, and he kind of lingered around. And I asked him, I mentioned to him that I didn't have any locks on my door. This is somebody that tried to invade my privacy. Keep in mind, I didn't have any locks on them. And he said, "Yes, ma'am." And let me say this: they apologized. They apologized all over themselves because they said they didn't know anyone had moved in. But I mentioned to them that why I didn't know I didn't have locks on the door when we got the house. He said, and then he pointed at the bottom of the door. And at the bottom of the door, there were two double locks, very strong locks. They were looked at almost antique. And he said, there's your locks right there. And he began to show me the one that set out to hurt me or to harm me and my family. He began to help me. He showed me the locks, and he showed me how the locks worked. He said, yes, ma'am, here are your locks right here. And he demonstrated how they worked. And as I went about my day, I asked God, I said, God, what did that mean? What did that dream mean? He said to me, that dream meant that the very ones, hear me, beloved, the very ones that set out to hurt you, God is going to cause them to help you. The very people that set out to harass you, God is going to cause them to heal you. What the enemy meant for bad, hear me, somebody, God is going to turn it around for your good. What the enemy set on assignment, who the enemy sent on assignment to destroy you and to destroy what God has blessed you with, God is going to step in and turn that situation around and cause those very people that's on assignment to destroy you to build you back up. And the inside of that house that appeared to fall apart and look so much different on the inside, that very house that looked good on the outside but looked bad on the inside, those enemies is going to cause those enemies that the enemy sent, it's going to cause that house to be rebuilt. Oh my God. He's going to cause your life, your environment, your surrounding to be rebuilt. He's going to turn that around for your good. What the enemy meant for bad, God is going to turn around for your good. He sent somebody on an assignment. He sent someone on assignment to destroy you from the outside in. Hear me, people. Speak, Holy Spirit. But that same mechanism that he sent to destroy you from the outside in, it's going to bless you from the inside out. God bless you. God bless you, beloveds. And have a wonderful evening.